non piacciono.
Really? Okay, bravo.
Gra-
Thank you very much. I'm sure it was dedicated to me, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, did you do something interesting this week? For example, today I went to museums because a friend of mine told me that it's a special day, and every year on the 10th of March, you can visit museums, a lot of them in Sicily, for free. So instead of eating lunch, we went to a museum. And yeah, I'm an old lady, so after an hour and a half, I couldn't stand anymore because my back hurt. And it's always the same. When I went to Madrid for a couple of days, like more than a couple of days, I was there for 5 days. And my friend was living close to Prado Museum. I went there every day. I didn't manage to see everything because each day an hour and a half, and it was too much. So today it was the same, only a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Something?
Ciao, Julian.
Yeah.
Ciao, Julian.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, hi.
So anything you have to share with us?
Well, I don't know if that can be considered interesting, but there's a place on a hill on top of my hometown with fortress, really ancient fortresses. And I went to that place with some photographers' friends, and I took some pictures of the city from above. It's not interesting. Well, yeah, it kind of was interesting. So yeah.
It was the first time you went there, or just?
It was actually the very first time I realized that there are so many places literally around the corner in this city. I've been living in this city for over 20 years, and I had no idea that those places existed. I'm finding them now, and I'm wondering, what have I done for 20 years? So yeah, it was pretty close, and I had no idea it existed.
It happens. Today, that friend of mine asked me if I saw the picture that is supposed to be in Krakow, the only Da Vinci's, yes? The only Da Vinci's painting in Poland.
Wow.
It's supposed to be in Krakow, and I haven't seen it because every time I wanted to go, it was somewhere else. It was landed to some other museum in the world.
Is not the time you see it. Just this. Maybe you will see soon. Maybe later. Who knows?
Maybe somewhere else, not in Krakow.
Yes, in Italy.
For
Who
example.
knows?
Well, at least you had a valid reason. But for example, when I was living in Rome, I was always thinking, okay, I have plenty of time to visit the Sistine Chapel, for example, and I was procrastinating all the time. I ended up leaving Rome without seeing the Sistine Chapel. So I had to go back as a tourist to see it. At least you had a good reason. It was on loan somewhere. Yeah, procrastinators.
Well,
It's the same when I was living in Palermo. I was thinking I have to go on top of the roof of the cathedral. I never did it.
I can totally relate to you, Alessandro, because it happened the same to me in Barcelona when I was living there for 1 year on my Erasmus.
Your audio is shit.
Really, you are lucky that you just complimented
Right
my
to the
eyes,
point.
because after this I
No,
would be really
but
offended.
it's the microphone. It's the
Yeah,
microphone.
yes, yeah, I know. I'm just kidding around with it. Is it better now if I lean forward?
Little better, but okay.
Let's see whether. Okay,
But
maybe I'm not gonna try
when
to change something.
speak your colleague, it's good. Maybe computer hates you. I don't know.
No,
Why, poor Adam?
most of the time we have a pretty good relationship, but sometimes it's moody, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Likes to show the dominance, like, hey, you cannot do anything without me.
Yeah.
Pretty well, buy me new components.
Okay.
I guess not gonna happen. But you know, like I can totally relate with you, Alessandro, because after spending 1 year in Barcelona, my friends were asking me like, "Oh, so did you go there? No. Did you see the inside of Sagrada Familia? No. Did you go to the Tibidabo Hill? No. But I went to the beach." So I totally can relate, because this is like you always have like, well, today is not really perfect day to do, so I'm gonna do it next weekend. You know,
Yeah.
next weekend you always have something, and you have like this comfort of having plenty of time, and
Yeah.
you know, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to come, and then you realize like, shit, in 2 hours I have my plane back to Poland. You know, and I haven't done all of those amazing things I was supposed to do there. You know. So it's super.
But now you
super-
learned. So when you're in Palermo, you have to do everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was already on the top of the cathedral, so we can count that as a success. Unfortunately, with the COVID, or maybe fortunately, because of the COVID, due to the limited options, it's easier to do everything that's possible in Palermo, because almost nothing is possible. So I can say that I've done okay, except for today, because recently, because the museums have opened up, and I haven't been to even a single museum yet. But I'm planning to go.
But
And,
you know,
yeah.
I don't know about now, but before it was like the first Sunday of every month. It was free to go to the museums, right?
I don't know, but I heard that. I think
Alessandro, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't this in Italy? Like the first Sunday of every month, it's free to go to the museum.
It used to be
I
like
honestly
that.
don't know.
Yeah, sorry for my intermission. Yes, it used to be like that. Every first Sunday of the month, the museums are free. But since the pandemic started, they are not doing it.
Oh.
But yes, it should be like that.
Thank you,
It's not
guys.
possible right now because the museums are open from Monday to Friday. So the weekends are off.
And not only the museums in Palermo, also some monuments such as the Valle dei Templi, the Agrigento, and things like that. Was free in the first Sunday of the month.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, so let's hope that it will start again soon and take advantage of it, because
You're
it
very
was
dark.
nice.
Can you turn on the lights in your room, because I can't see your face?
Yeah, it's because of the computer. It's not my computer, and this is not so good. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. There. Oh, I see your face. Wow.
Yeah, you need to like turn on YouTube. There's a super interesting movie called 20 Hours Widescreen, and you can just play it on, and the white light will shoot on your face, and you will see it. 24 hours.
Can't hear you, Adam.
Guys, one of the best movies I've seen this year. There's also the
Yes,
version with color lights.
your voice is again.
shit, merda.
And
Learning new voices. Not bad. So since our audio is not so good, how about for the guys who lived or spent some volunteering time in Palermo to tell me what museums you liked the most or you recommend, since now we have the open window to visit them and I'm actually pretty curious what's worth seeing around. Do you have any ideas?
I can say, I don't know, Salinas, I think the name, and it's about
It's
when
archaeological.
And
The archaeological museum.
Uh,
Antonio.
you have a museum like Anti-Mafia Museum close to the cathedral. The street, I don't remember the name of the street, but the main street going up to
Corso
the
Vittorio Emanuele. But that museum is always free.
Hmm?
The Anti-Mafia Museum is always free, so you can go. I
Yeah.
think it's always free.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two. Something more. Is there any with modern art?
A Piazza Sant'Anna.
One of those big buildings? Ah,
Mhm,
there's like some security guards in front, right?
mhm. GAN. It is called Galleria de Arte Moderna.
Oh.
And then in Corso Vittorio Emanuele, next to the Anti-Mafia Museum, there is Palazzo Riso, which is a contemporary art museum.
Palazzo Riso is nice.
See?
That's contemporary art. Instead,
Okay.
the other in Piazza Sant'Anna is modern art.
And guys, when I arrived in Palermo, it was already during the pandemic, so everything was closed, everything was shut down. But I saw that there was supposed to be a David Bowie exhibition. Do you know whether that's still going on or maybe it's over?
It is still going on because, sorry, I like the tourist information. It's still going on because it should have finished on January, I think, but as everything was closed during some months, it's still open. But that's in Spain, and I think it's 20-something euros.
20 euros. Oh.
I think, I'm not sure, but something like that.
And where is it?
It's next to my old house in Via Maqueda.
Okay, okay, but it's a place? Called?
Yes, it's I don't remember the name. I think Palazzo Santa Cecilia is the theater. Sant'Elia.
So have you seen that exhibition?
On Google.
No. Palazzo Sant'Elia. Yes. It's in Via Maqueda, very close to Via del Bosco.
See, I found something like this. Va bene. Something else, guys?
If you wanna know, I'm finding to someone who put special commands on the car and they ask me more than 1,000 euro.
Wow.
Because there is only one provider. It's monopoly. Bastard. but okay.
They take advantage.
Yes, they are really bastard. And more, I have to homologate the command put before. Then 200 euro more. Okay. In total, I think more than 2,000.
Que bastardo.
Wow.
What gesture do you have in situations like this in Italy?
Vaffanculo.
There are so many, Adam.
I guess this one is international, but they have like something like "Che bastards," I don't know.
This quinnuto.
What does it mean?
That has the heart.
Oh, okay.
Quinnuto, sì.
Or maybe the umbrella gesture.
Which
What?
When
is?
you do this.
Ah, this one. Bueno.
Do it again, I
Which
didn't
one?
see.
That you can do as well.
What? Do it
The
again.
umbrella gesture, Yaisa.
Which is the umbrella gesture?
When you do this.
Ah, okay.
I can't see because I can just see one person at a time. Alessandro, can you speak again? I want to see the gesture.
Okay, you just have to put your hand in the middle of the other arm and you do this to someone.
Oh yeah, okay,
Which
okay.
equals basically a fuck you or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that that was the umbrella gesture.
Yeah, we call it, yeah, the umbrella
What
gesture.
about
Yeah.
minchia? Minchia!
Well, that's not exactly an insult. That is something that you say when you're surprised or pissed off, or it's like shit in English. It has so many different yeah, purposes.
What an interesting lesson, guys.
What?
What an interesting lesson.
Yeah.
Well, we've started off nicely talking about museums, and then it suddenly turned like
We start Polish talking and we are arrived in this point.
Are you trying to insinuate something, Willie?
No, no, because you got a problem with the microphone. And then
And Grazia, do you have like your favorite museum in Palermo?
I have visited in Palermo so many museums. For sure, Salina is really nice in Piazza Olivella.
Which one? Which one?
Salina.
Piazza Olivella.
Piazza Olivella, there
Right. I told, but I don't know the place.
Museo Salinas.
Yes, Piazza Salina.
Museo Salina.
But there are even in the Archirafi, you can visit the zoologic museum.
No.
Yes, and even the mineral museum, the Archirafi. And if you go in Corso Vittorio Emanuele, there is even Palazzo Drago.
Palazzo Drago.
Palazzo Drago, sì.
I think I know it. It has like a very nice the inside garden, right? I don't know how to name that.
I'm not sure.
It's in Corso Vittorio Emanuele near okay, there is I think not so far from the church in Quattro Canti.
It's next to Piazza Bologna.
Yes, yes.
But are there exhibitions in Palazzo Drago? Because I've been there for temporary photographic exhibition, but it was temporary, so I don't know if there is something to see there, like always.
Something like that. That maybe it's open.
Mm.
And we have even the Museo del Vino in Palermo.
That's an interesting one.
Yes.
I remember there.
Museo del Vino is, I think it's near Via Loro, Piazza Marina.
Gracia, can you repeat the name because I didn't hear it?
Okay, the name of the Museum of the Vino, Museo del Vino.
Wine
Yes,
museum.
wine museum in Palermo. There
Are you
a lot.
allowed to get drunk on the premises?
I tested a wine, a glass of wine in the museum. Yes,
Good.
it was nice.
Was it like some special event?
And
Was it some special event that you went to there?
Again, problem.
I think we need to start using like this application that put the text in here. Oh.
My better.
Yeah, I was asking whether you went there for like some special event or it's just open. But your face is like, yes, you're not hearing us.
there is a special event.
Okay, a special event or it's you can drink the wine every day.
To the wine museum.
Yes, when I went to the wine museum, there was an event for sure. But I think that it's open every day.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
maybe paying a ticket. So
Interesting.
Bye-bye, thank you. Okay,
there
guys.
are a lot of museums in Palermo. If you look at if you Google it, you will find many museums in Palermo.
Yeah, but I'm looking for the best ones.
Palazzo Bandelli.
But it's taste the best. The best for one is not the best for other one.
True that, true that.
Okay. Guys, have you ever been to any strange museums? Like something
French museums.
strange, like where the exhibition is concentrated
Strange.
on some things that are not usual. They're not paintings or sculptures, but something.
In Prague, I went. In Prague, there is chocolate museum or museum of geeks, cocks.
Wow.
What? Really? I didn't understand. The museum of what?
Porno museum.
What? In Prague.
Di minchie.
Di cazzi, di
Museo di
cazzi,
minchie.
di cazzi.
Do you recommend?
I went for curiosity.
But it's quite small, Willy, isn't it?
Yes, it's not very big, but I visit with a friend.
And on the ground level, they had like a small cinema place, right? Where you could.
I don't remember, but there is also beer museum. The beer in Prague is wow. I get drunk very fast with the wine. And I start laughing. when I'm drunk, I start this way. Then I go in bathroom to do pissing and pass away.
Too much detail.
Yes.
Is anyone, Alessandro? You
Actually, the strangest one I've seen is, again, the Museum of Sex in Amsterdam. And it was pretty fun and pretty shocking as well, because they had, let's say, tools from really ancient times. And yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff inside, as you may imagine. Yeah, really weird stuff.
I miss Amsterdam.
would you say that, Alessandro, that things they used ages ago, like hundreds of years ago, were like more crazy than those that people might be using nowadays?
Well, I wouldn't say crazier, but considering what we have nowadays, that stuff definitely looked pretty uncomfortable, I would say. Very uncomfortable. But somehow they had fun anyway, so I guess it worked.
Okay. Maybe it's better if we don't go into details, and I ask Yaisa if she saw something.
I've been to the beer museum, to a chocolate museum, to a war museum
Warm.
in Germany, in Bonn. I think it was Bonn, the Museum of War, and it was very, very, very interesting, I must say. What else? Football museum in Liverpool. Torture museum.
Ooh, cool.
You are
So I've been in the
sadomasochist.
funny ones, chocolate, beer. I mean,
What?
Are you
I mean,
sadomasochist?
Who? Me?
No, yes.
no,
Ah.
but it wasn't about sex. It was about torture.
Torture. Okay.
Okay, this is uncomfortable.
But torture in sex is sadomasochism.
Really
Oh,
torture
no.
in the Middle Ages. So
Oh, okay.
There is a similar one in London, but I've never been yet. But already from the outside, you can see, for example, weird cages and stuff like that.
and
I don't
maybe
know.
the weirdest I've been to, it's the Wax Museum in Madrid. Something like Madame Tussauds.
Ah, okay.
But this is weird because nobody looks like the famous they are representing. So it's quite funny. They are amazing.
On purpose?
Huh?
They did that on purpose, like caricatures?
No, it's not on purpose. And they are really, really ugly. They have the weirdest faces. So yes, that's the funniest museum I've been to. And it wasn't on purpose.
I was in New York in the Museum of famous face, famous statue. I don't remember the name. There is the sculpture of Michael Jackson also, another famous actor, actress. This.
when was it? When did you go to New York, Willie?
I won a travel around the world, London, Hong Kong, Bangkok, and New York.
Lucky
No,
you.
London, New York, Hong Kong, Bangkok. But unfortunately, when I have to go in Bangkok, there are some protests and they close the airport and I couldn't go there. It was the most expensive part in Bangkok. But okay, I pay only for food. The hotels are paid 4-star or 3.
Okay,
Good.
so in the end, you went to New York, Hong Kong, and
Yeah.
that's
London, London, New York, Hong Kong, and then was a problem in Bangkok, and they told me if we finish the travel, if you want, you can go back to Italy. Otherwise, spend the last 8 days in Hong Kong, and I choose to stay in Hong Kong.
oh, so
And okay.
how many days did it last? The whole trip?
I think 14. Not very much, but okay.
Like,
It was lucky, and it was for 2 persons, and who I bring with me? My dad. But okay,
I think that's very nice.
yeah.
But you seem to have a cool dad, so
Exactamente.
What? And with my dad, I have to go to sleep early, and okay, then go, and okay. But it was nice, and all the visit was translated in Italian also.
nice.
So
Julia, what about you?
Museums.
Don't fall asleep yet. Stay with us.
I will stay with you. Now, strange museums. In Denmark, in Copenhagen, they have this museum about like the Guinness World Records, I think. And you have this man who ate so much metal. He ate bicycles and screws and nails and stuff. So you have I remember it was this wall, and it was like everything he ate in metal. Just really strange. They also had like this Madame Tussauds things there. I'm thinking. Actually, my mother painting, studying.
I lost you.
Yeah.
Julia, we
Julia?
lost you for like the last 30 seconds.
Okay, my mother, she's a painter. So can you hear me now?
Where is she?
A painter.
Oh, painter, painter, okay.
She studied. Very strange. Can
Okay, Julia, we've lost you again, unfortunately.
now, guys?
I will like see you for a second and
Strange.
you're gone.
Like your voice, we lose your voice for a second.
Today is not a very fortunate day for us, I see. Hopefully,
Can
this
you
will
hear
be
me now?
the last online, you know, and from now on, there will be nothing standing in front of us except of hopefully some green bottles with fizzy drink inside.
Guys, can I
don't
ask you a quick question since you brought that up? So from next week onwards, it's going to be at Stato Brado, right?
Yes, that's what we are hoping for.
Okay, and it will be entirely
Tuesday.
offline. There will be no online connection, no online streaming, nothing like that.
When would you like to join us? If you would like to, I think we can manage something, but it's difficult to say. We haven't planned that, but you know, like.
Well, if
Yeah,
it's
but
just for me, it doesn't make any
Time.
sense, but
No, we can do it like that, you know, the didattica a distanza.
no, don't worry, guys. Don't get mad just for me. I'll find a way in time. Don't worry. Sorry, just that.
Don't worry,
Well,
man.
for sure, next week it will be there, but we don't know about the following weeks. It depends always on the evolution of the rules and the situation.
Depends.
Okay.
Yeah. We will manage.
We will manage. And
Alright.
yes,
I hope to get a car before. Otherwise, you will manage for the transport.
We will manage.
I know.
Okay.
Rent a
bicycle.
limousine for you.
Thank you, Anne.
Grazia, are you with us?
Yes, yes.
Okay. That's great. And it's your turn. You are the only person who hasn't answered this question yet.
The question about the museum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The stranger things that I have saw in the museum. Okay. Let me think one moment.
Sorry,
It
man.
was a museum, vintage museum. Okay. Sorry.
sorry, Gracia, can you repeat?
Palazzo
The museum was
Abbastanza.
lots of things that we used. Maybe in the
Technology
70s.
makes us today. Sorry, Gracia, but we didn't catch that.
Can you? I can hear, but you have an audio, but a loud audio.
What?
Too low, too low. I can't hear you very well, Adam.
What's going on today, guys?
I was just complaining about the technology today.
I thought,
Yeah.
but you are girl, so you are right.
What?
What?
Just joking.
A disaster. It's a disaster.
Disaster.
That's for the next time. The next time we won't have to, hopefully. But if we ever come back on that, we need to do something with this microphone. I'm not sure. I don't know what's happening with this microphone of mine. I'm sorry, guys. I might try to experiment with it. I mean, I see some options. I can change the microphone. And we can do
or
like,
repair. If you are a technique, you can repair.
Adam, we can
this is the proof for you, Willie, that I'm not a technique.
Okay.
I just
I-
turn off myself the micro. Che cazzo, Adam, che cazzo.
No, Picasso is bad.
Picasso, Picasso, I mean the artist, Picasso.
Oggi le parolacce, cosa sta
Ah,
succedendo
ok.
oggi?
What is it?
Ah.
We lost control.
Guys, it's because of the audio quality, you know, like you don't understand.
I thought maybe he's an artist in Prague, Picasso.
And
It's a Pokemon, actually.
so we've got to know the weirdest museums you've visited, but are there any museums out there in the world that you would totally recommend someone, you know, like if someone asks you a question, which museum should I see in my lifetime, you would say like this one. Do you have any museums like this, or galleries, or any sort of places
Yes.
anywhere in the world?
In
Personally,
Palermo.
oh yeah, you go first. You go first.
No, I was about to ask in Palermo or everywhere.
Anywhere in the world.
Okay. Go.
So Alessandro, I think you had.
I would instantly recommend Tate Modern in London. It's fantastic. I mean, if you like contemporary stuff and crazy stuff, it's beautiful. Go there, it's amazing. They always have the craziest and nicest exhibitions.
And
Go.
maybe I was there, but I didn't remember. But I was in this travel around the world.
Well, it's a super huge museum in like an old factory building, so it kind of stands out on the background of different museums.
Huge, I think, maybe in New York about dinosaurs.
Ah, the Natural History Museum.
Yes.
Is it your favorite, Willie?
on. I think, but in New York, everything is huge. I don't know.
So it's just like they show it on the movies. Everything is big and fancy.
yeah.
They don't lie.
They are like
Super posh and fancy
yes,
with everything, and show you how rich they are and everything. But at the same time, they have quite interesting places as well, you know. And in London, I totally agree with Alessandro that the Tate Modern, super cool place, and it takes a couple of days actually also to see it. At least it took me that much time, because there's like just so many things you can see. Of course, it's not the Louvre level of size, but super cool. Also, I think in London, I would also recommend, of course, I think I will not be anyhow unique, the Natural History Museum, and especially the part dedicated to the human evolution. Super nice, super educational, and it really affects your, especially if you didn't really have any sort of knowledge about the history of the humankind, you know, like what was before Homo sapiens. It totally changes your perception of that, you know, and like broadens your horizons in that terms. Also, the museum, in Paris, there is one also, Musée de l'Homme, I think, the Museum of the Man, Musée de l'Homme. They also have super interesting anthropological stuff in there. And for example, something that is super interesting for me, of course, except for the evolution of the humankind, the languages. They have
Oh,
like the
yeah.
whole wall with like tongues sticking out, and you like pull the tongue, and it gives you the sample of the language. And
Oh, that's so cool.
and you can see, you know, because we hear about how many languages, you know, like I don't know, maybe 10 languages, like English, Spanish, Chinese, Russian, blah blah blah. But there you can find the languages that are spoken by like 10 people only, or a little very you know, not known languages, and you can listen to that. And I found it very inspirational in a way. Like
Yeah.
how different and yet similar all of them sound, and the different sounds we can make, and also like how we can learn to differentiate between those
Oh, no.
sounds and learn them, and how much you can see the domination of few languages over the vast majority on the cultural diversity of different ones, you know. So for me, this will be the two I think I would recommend: the Natural History in London and the Musée de l'Homme in Paris.
Thank you for the recommendation.
I've
I will
been to
definitely
the
try the
natural-
natural one in London.
I've been to the Natural History Museum in London, and what I remember about that museum is that me with my friends, we spent most of the time in the kids area.
What was there? Maybe I've missed it, and that's why I'm so crazy about different parts.
Playing.
Have you been? You know that they have the sort of installation that lets you feel what it is to experience earthquake.
Right.
Yeah.
So like the earthquake of
Ah,
2011
ah.
in Japan, they give you like the sample of like how it looks like.
Remember just now in New York, in Ellis Island, there is a big museum about register of all immigrants there, and it's beautiful. I found my surname in New York.
Wow.
Okay. Can I say something? Do you hear
Of
me now?
course.
Actually, I've been to Houston, Boston. It's Houston, right? Yes, Houston. When I seen the replica or like the real rockets they sent up to space, and also the
Ooh.
control room where they were like, when they went to the moon, the control room where they were talking to the people up in space. So that's pretty cool. And I also been to a museum in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania where they have all these bones of the dinosaurs. So you have the dinosaur museum, and you can actually sit down in like the footstep of a dinosaur. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, seeing the
that's
rocket,
very
and it's
cool.
like you can like walk, and the rocket is also like 200 meters long or something, and just walk to see all the parts. It was really nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
The museum.
I
Houston,
went also
2096.
in Central Park in New York, and I don't remember a lot. And I went in London where they did the movie. I don't remember, about bookstore.
Oh yeah, Notting Hill.
Nothing Hill. I went in Nothing Hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
And really about Central Park, there is a big park in Bangkok that's been inspired by Central Park. So I haven't been to New York. I've been to Bangkok. It's big, but
No, I had to go. but the people, bastards, protest and occupied their spot. And I
Maybe,
go there.
but maybe they were
God.
bastards. Maybe they had a good reason to
I
protest.
know, but they were bastard in that situation. For
Protests
my
are good.
point,
Really. Revolution.
for for my point of view, maybe I'm not bastard, but and was I think 5 days in London, 5 days in New York, 5 days in Hong Kong, and at last, at the end, 8 days in Bangkok. And I couldn't go there, but okay, it's the life.
To travel around the world with your father, and most of the people are not capable of saying that, you know. Like, I think it's actually pretty cool. But in Hong Kong, did you go to any interesting places?
It's all grattacielo,
Skyscrapers.
skyscrapers, and nothing too important. I saw the bull of the Borsa, the gold bull in New York also. And I don't remember. I think no more. But a lot of things. And this travel that I won when I was in Moldova making, okay, ciao, making a partnership with the Czechia in Moldova, and they called me and they told me, you won, you are the winner. In fact, they proposed me to stay more, and I wanted, but I told, unfortunately, I am the winner, so bye-bye. And okay.
Very, very lucky. That must have been the trip of the lifetime, at least for now. But also, when it comes to the museums that we totally recommend, guys, do you have anything?
Louvre?
No?
In Paris?
Anywhere in the world.
Museo del Louvre?
No.
Paris? Paris?
Did you go to see Mona Lisa?
Yes, but I didn't like Mona Lisa actually.
Did you have to stay in the queue?
What?
Did you have to stay in the queue?
There were a lot of people. The painting was so small, and there was also this barrier, so it was from afar. And in the wall next to there was a huge painting, and it was like, wow, why all people are looking at this side, this side when you have this huge painting in front of you. But there were some of my favorite paintings are in the Louvre, and also some of the best sculptures for me. So it was very. And the other one that I recommend a lot is Reina Sofia in Madrid. It's the contemporary art museum where you can find the Guernica. I don't know if you know it, by Picasso. And for me, it was
The one
like,
about war.
yes, for me, it was like, wow, because I had studied it, but I couldn't imagine that it would be so impressive, like to see it. It's very huge. I stayed there looking at it for maybe half an hour, like that. There are also paintings by Dali, Salvador Dali, so it was amazing.
Can I just say something about the Guernica picture? Actually, when I was volunteering in Palermo, I found this like a replica of it in the secondhand store. So I bought it, and I think I left it in the apartment when I left. So you guys living in Via Ariosto, I think the painting is still there actually.
I don't recall it. Is it big or is it small one?
It's like black and white Picasso.
Okay, maybe it's on the table.
I think it's in the living room or something. I think I left it there. So
It's very
Sorry, guys. I'm
but I might have seen something that I was thinking, is it there? But I'm not sure whether this is this one.
Is it the one in the frame?
I think I have seen it in your house. So
I think so as well.
Let me check.
go and check. Yes, to see that
I'm very
painting
curious.
was really an experience.
And Grazia, today you're very, very quiet. And would you like to share with us your favorite museum, perhaps? Please,
For
pretty
me,
please.
one of the most, for me, it's a beautiful Museum of Cairo, Egyptian.
Which one?
Can you hear me? Yes, in Egypt, there is the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
Ah, okay.
Yes. No,
So
yes.
I wish I
yeah,
could.
that's
Cool.
the one. I bought it for like 10 euros or something at the secondhand store.
It's nice.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm happy you like it.
It's nice.
It's
And
very
also another museum that I liked a lot was the British Museum in London that I didn't manage to see completely, but it was very interesting because it has the Rosetta Rock. And for me as a translator, it was an experience to see the Rosetta Rock. And also you have a lot of things from Egypt, from everywhere, because they were stealing everything from everywhere. So.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Greeks still hate British for this, you know, that they stole a lot of artifacts and a lot of beautiful things from Greece during the expansion times of Britain and stuff.
And also French, because also in the Louvre you can find a lot of things from the ancient Greece, but it's nice to see it.
See, and at the same time, you know, there's like two sides of the coin. On one side, yes, they stole a lot of stuff, but at the second side, they've managed to keep it, you know, safe for all of those times. And you know, it's usually the parts of the world where the geopolitical situation does not really allow for those countries to keep, you know, like all of those beautiful things in a nice way.
Exactly.
So I guess there is a little bit of benefit to all of that, you know, and I also think it's nice to have all the things stored in one place, and in a way it's very educational as well. And honestly, I would also really love to see the Egyptian museum, like the Grazia went to. You know, like for me, it's really fascinating culture as well, and I know very little about it. You know.
If you are fascinated by the Egyptian culture, there should be a pretty big one, a pretty big museum in Turin, in northern Italy.
There is in Turin too.
Do you recommend?
Turin is really, really big. And it's maybe you need maybe all the day to visit. Fantastic.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm not sure if I'm ever going. Okay, probably sooner or later I'm gonna get to Turin, but I'm gonna have that in mind, you know, because like the Egyptian, it's really something I know a little bit about. I know that it's super interesting, but I think it's worth exploring, you know. And it's also like you let your inner child to get excited again, you know.
But you guys, now it's past 8 and I'm really hungry.
Okay, so with this very positive accent of Julia being hungry, I guess we can sum up today's meeting. So once again, thank you very much for joining us yet again for the English Cafe online. And from the next week on Thursday, for those of you who can and would like to,
You're
well,
welcome.
we invite you to Stato Brado to see us in face and, you know.
But will
And
it
if
be
you are-
online as well? Will it be online as well? It's
If
kind of
people
difficult.
who aren't in Palermo are interested in participating, we can manage to have a computer and do it also half and half.
Good, because if I'm going to participate, I will not be there in person because I'm in Oslo.
Okay, yes, this week or even the same Thursday, write on the group, WhatsApp group, if you will participate, and if you want to do it, we will put a computer or something.
Okay, I don't know about next week. I may be starting up in my new job, so we will see.
Okay, just
Good luck with the new job.
We
Yes.
keep the thumbs for the luck, as we Polish do.
Like this?
Well, we put the thumb and we keep the thumb. It's like we
That's
say, like
interesting.
we keep our thumbs crossed for you.
In Norway, it's like this.
Most of the world, I think, they have like this, you know, the fingers crossed, but we have the thumb.
Oh,
Even on WhatsApp, it's like this.
All right, guys.
Bye,
So,
guys.
thank you very much for today.
Ciao.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.